back in the day when you had Mitch Lucker, or nowadays it's like, well, Ramos is a very popular figure in this genre, and I think it's really great because these people bring a lot of attention to the genre, and that's great for everybody, I guess. So, but yeah, that puts us vocalists on a spot, and we even have to take much more care to our voice, and then like I can for sure tell you, I know every brand of every cough drop like in the US or in Canada because I tried like everything.
Lucas, welcome to Toronto again. Well,
thank you.
Welcome back to Toronto.
Oh yeah, thank you. Nice to be back.
This is a pretty crazy time for you guys. Like, you're halfway this tour. There's a lot of shows.
Oh yeah.
And you're going to be home for what, 6 days, and then another intense schedule in Europe with Cradle starts. Exactly. Like, how are you still awake?
Oh, that's a good question. But I think you like being on tour. You kind of develop a routine, and then it's just day after day after day. And like every city is different, every venue is different. In every city, the people are a little bit different. And, so yeah, it keeps your head awake, and it's exciting. Yeah, and then when we're back, I think it's 5 to 6 days, and
something
then something like that, and then then we're gonna be back with Cradle on tour in Europe, and we're very much excited about that because Cradle are just legends, so it's a huge honor for us.
I mean, you're playing with some cool bands now and in Europe, and something that is really awesome is that you're with Carnifex and Cryptopsy here in North America, Cradle of Filth in Europe. Because of some of the different elements that you infuse in you don't just play straightforward deathcore kind of music.
Yeah.
You are not afraid to be a little bit more adventurous. You got that symphonic element in there as well. You could play with a lot of different bands. So that also means that you're playing to a lot of different audiences, right?
Yeah.
Do you see, when you play with the Cradles of this world or with the Carnifexes of this world, do you see a different response from the crowd?
Oh, that's a good question, honestly. Like, we try to get, we're being influenced by a lot of different genres, like symphonic metal, power metal, black metal is a huge genre for us. And I think, now I think as well with Cryptopsy and Carnifex, you get a lot of like death metal crowd, deathcore crowd, and but we played festivals where there were huge black metal headliners, but I think when you're engaged with the crowd and when you have like a mixed set which incorporates like symphonic and black metal elements, I think the response has always been it's just good. Like I did not really see a huge difference, honestly, because we just try to do our own thing, and people just respond to us. Honestly, I don't see a huge difference.
Okay.
It's just always been very positive, and we are very, very thankful for that people are very open-minded towards us trying to mix different genres, like having an album where there's a black metal track and a symphonic power metal track, like almost.
It feels like today more than ever, the voice is so important in deathcore, right? Vocalists today, like yourself, are more adventurous than back in the day.
That's true, yeah.
So you're not just an instrument, you're almost like the instrument with the most spotlight on it.
Most of the time, yeah.
How is that for you, like as a person, to deal with? Like, that's a lot of pressure on your shoulders. Like I'm having a beer here right now. You need to take good care of your voice.
That's true. I try to, I love having some beers, but I try to keep it down on tour a little bit, and it's working out great so far, I guess.
How is that going, especially in North America right now, especially right now in November, where today's a beautiful day in Toronto, it's like 20 plus degrees, but it could have been, 5 degrees and snow.
Could have been,
and you are going to go from hot to cold places all the time. Do you feel that a lot on your voice?
Oh yeah. Like sometimes we're going from hot to cold places, but I think what's even worse is when you are on altitude and the air gets thinner, and then when I have like a raspy voice or something, that goes away. But when I start coughing because of the thin air, that really can wear you out. But in regards to like deathcore being like a really vocalist-centric genre. Like back in the day when you had Mitch Lucker, or nowadays it's like Will Ramos is a very popular figure in this genre, and I think it's really great because these people bring a lot of attention to the genre, and that's great for everybody, I guess. So, but yeah, that puts us vocalists on a spot, and we even have to take much more care to our voice, and then like I can for sure tell you, I know every brand of every cough drop. Like in the US or in Canada, because I tried like everything sometimes.
Zwielicht has been out now for, I mean, one of the best and for many fans, most unpronounceable titled deathcore albums of last year.
True.
It's been out for a while now, right? How do you look back on that release? Because for me, it feels that, I mean, sure, I was already aware of you guys, just because, you know, we're part of the scene.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, that was actually the first discovery, right?
We were so lucky that we gained a lot of new audience with the album. Maybe because we were so experimental and tried like different new genres, like black metal and symphonic stuff. And but yeah, it was really, for me as a vocalist, this was like my first album that I wrote, like the lyrics and like the flows to the songs, when to sing what, which vocal style do I use, and sometimes I was a bit insecure about what to do.
Okay.
Since like it just had to be a great album, since like A Hill to Die Upon, the album before, was received also so well, and
so
it was
pressure
like
was there.
a really one of the deathcore albums. So yeah, the pressure was on, and so it was. I was so thankful for the Mental guys because they were very patient with me, like coming in as a new member.
Yeah,
and they were really okay. Lukas, you have all the freedom you want. You have like creative freedom.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I just could do whatever I want, and it was like really inspiring and really really freeing in some kind of way. And yeah, so I think like the vocal performance on this album, looking back to it, I'm very proud of it because I think it fits the genres we're trying out like very well, because I try to do it like very diverse, and people give me feedback when they see me at shows and say, yo, like the vocals are so diverse. Sometimes you have these highs, these lows, and then black metal vocals and stuff. So yeah, I really it encourages me to be even more experimental on the next one. So yeah.
So does that mean that for you personally, not the band, but for you personally, this coming album, I mean, that one must come with a lot of pressure for you going into that. Maybe the same that some people that have been in the band for much longer felt with previous albums. Because this new album that's going to come, that's where you have to kind of, you proved yourself on this previous album, but now you have to confirm, right?
Now you have to do a follow-up.
Yeah. So is that already in your mind now?
Sometimes, like being very honest, sometimes, like of course, but we talked before this interview about like sometimes having a rough time on tour, like being under pressure or something. But I'm always like thinking back to myself, and it's like the same thing for everybody. It's like the same thing for every band that had the great album and now they need to follow up. And I think that there are bands that doing this very great. Like when Spirit Box had their first songs out, like Holy Roller and stuff, or what was the other one? I can't remember. But yeah, the stuff they now coming up with is so great as well. So you can see at good examples. Okay, there are other artists that can make this happen as well. So why shouldn't we? So I try to stay positive. But yeah, I feel the pressure. I'm gonna be honest.
Even though this journey for you has only started, a few years ago with Mental Cruelty, for the band, this is wrapping up the first decade.
Probably,
right?
Sure.
And what a way to wrap it up with albums that are really well received, with tours like this one and the one that you're gonna do in Europe. So I'm sure that a lot of like wish list boxes have been ticked already.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So if we allow ourselves to dream a little bit, 10 years from now, where are we?
Yeah. That's a good question because the first one we could tick off the box in the beginning of the year, because we were able to tour in the US with the new album, and for me it was like sometimes I want to at some time I want to tour the US, so we did this. Like one thing is I want to play at Wacken, at the Wacken festival, like the famous German metal festival. So yeah, this is like one thing that I really deeply want to do. I want to meet Nergal from Behemoth, which I had the opportunity at the Brutal Assault festival, which we played, and then he was just driving by with his e-scooter. I don't know if you know that. That's like the thing he does. But I was too afraid to ask him like for a picture or just for a short conversation with him, something. So yeah, I wanna play Wacken Festival. I think we should do like a huge EU tour run or something. I want to meet some more musicians that I look up to. And exactly the same thing for Carnifex. Now that we're touring with Carnifex, and back in the day when I started vocals, I was singing along to Carnifex songs, like, from the first album. Like probably many of us vocalists did, and so yeah, now touring with Carnifex with these like legends in deathcore, that's like a huge box that I can check out.
A box that you've already checked. Playing in a venue where Metallica has played tonight.
Oh, exactly.
Right? That's cool too. You said to wrap us up. Your thoughts on like scene-wise or audience-wise, because you say like, oh, I'd like to one day play in Wacken, and you know, if 10 years ago a deathcore band would have said that, and probably somebody's gonna comment on this video and like, 10 years ago this deathcore band played Wacken, but still, you know, Wacken traditionally was the festival where Blind Guardian would headline or Running Wild. Today though, Wacken has become way more inclusive. Like, you know, I think even Electric Callboy has played there now, right? And plenty of deathcore bands now. So, back to what we were talking about earlier, like deathcore kind of has gone through a roller coaster itself, and now you're incorporating all these different new elements. Is the broader metal scene more ready for deathcore today than it was 10, 15 years ago? Like, do you think you would get the same broad response if you would have released these albums 10, 15 years ago?
Probably, like I think so too. That the metal community is just getting more open-minded as well as like festivals like Wacken do as well. I think like didn't Parkway Drive headline Wacken Festival, like one stage of the Wacken Festival as well?
So,
and they're like, what is Parkway Drive, metalcore? Something like metalcore legends. So yeah, it's I think like as soon as festivals open up and the community opens up more to deathcore, I think the genre is going to grow even more. And still, I think, like with bands trying out new genres and trying to diversify the genre a little bit more and make it more fun and exciting, then I think the audience for it is going to grow as well.
Everybody can find something in your music.
So I think we all have to evolve each other, I guess. The bands, the audience, the festivals.
There you go.
And and in the end, this is what metal is about, right? Like we all just like are a big family, and everybody has their favorite genre, but still. If my favorite genre is deathcore, I can still go to Behemoth show and enjoy some black metal. You know, that's
exactly. Just next time, remember when you see Nergal on his scooter.
Absolutely. I'm gonna stop him. Stop, Nergal. Stop right here.
Exactly. Lukas, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. You know, don't stay away too long. I know you guys have to go home and get another record recorded and finalized.
We will.
But you've got these expensive North American visas now that you need to squeeze out as much value as you can. So come back soon. Awesome. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.